like Lancelot, I think your pants look hot.
The musical Hamilton is a phenomenon on Broadway.
What are the odds the gods would put us all in one spot?
Some 150 miles north in Albany, the success of the show has sparked a surge of interest in the real-life Schuyler family.
It has been huge, and we are thrilled. We have quadrupled our attendance here at Schuyler Mansion. We were really overrun this summer.
This is the Schuyler Mansion, a Georgian-style structure built in the 1760s to be the home of Philip Schuyler, his wife Catherine, and their children. Quite apart from the story of Alexander Hamilton, Philip Schuyler himself was a significant and important figure in the history of the new nation and New York State in particular.
Yes, very important. He was really fourth generation Schuylers in America. They came here really as bakers and carpenters in the 17th century and made their fortune really in the fur trade in the Dutch colony of New Netherland. And every generation here in the Albany region really became the leaders of the community.
An important political leader in New York throughout his life, Schuyler was a member of the Continental Congress in the 1770s and later a United States Senator.
He was a staunch Federalist. We believe that Alexander Hamilton, with his father-in-law, wrote 3 of the Federalist Papers here in this home, perhaps in this room, we don't know. And certainly these men discussed the birth of a new nation and what course it should take.
In Lin-Manuel Miranda's show, Alexander Hamilton meets and marries Elizabeth, one of the Schuyler sisters, and that historic wedding also took place right here in the mansion.
December 14th, 1780, the couple was married in this room with a small gathering of family and friends. This was called the best parlor, so it was reserved for special occasions, weddings, funerals, special guests such as Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson. Washington probably would have spoken with Schuyler in this room.
As a prominent family in the region, the Schuylers also had a country estate here in what is presently known as Schuylerville. Philip Schuyler built this beautiful home in 1777 after the original structure was burned to the ground by the British. It became a historic building in its own right, having been visited by Washington, Jefferson, and Madison. But it also became something of an economic engine for this region, as Schuyler expanded his operations over thousands of acres, including operations in farming, milling, lumber, the manufacture of linens, and shipbuilding.
It was the workhouse of Philip Schuyler's land holdings, and it afforded the lifestyle here at Schuyler Mansion. The Schuylers called it the pastures in the 18th century.
But the success of Philip Schuyler was not without its dark side. In this case, slavery.
People who had vast land holdings were looking to make more money any way they could. They were certainly living a luxurious lifestyle. And here in the Northeast, enslaved people were used as domestic help to really bring all that finery to light for guests who were coming to this house as well as others. Philip Schuyler certainly had enslaved people throughout his entire lifetime, and in his will did not free them.
History is often complicated, and this stain on the Schuyler legacy is not ignored here. Visitors are rewarded with insights into the true story of this significant family dynasty and the love story of Alexander and Elizabeth Schuyler Hamilton. So what would fans of the musical Hamilton find surprising about the real-life Schuyler family?
Well, there were more than 3 daughters. There were 5, so that's one right away. The musical certainly sings about Daddy having no sons. There were 3 sons who lived to adulthood. And one other important note is that Angelica was already taken. Angelica was married. She'd been married for a number of years when Elizabeth and Hamilton become engaged. And from the musical, you might get the sense that she was still available, and that's not true. We're seeing visitors that would have never come to Schuyler Mansion in the past. And it's created a really nice dialogue. We bring the musical in and bring the facts in, and we have a really good time telling the story.